Hey everybody, it's Joe Horn from Skywatch TV, and I'm here at Premier Research Labs with Daniel Belt and Brian Hoverak, and we believe these guys make some of the cleanest nutritionally dense supplements literally in the country. Brian's about to give us a very generous look at inside.
Yeah, thanks for coming down. My name is Brian Hoverak. I've been working with Premier Research Labs since 2009. Welcome you all to our campus now. We're multiple buildings and still growing. So if you'd like to come on in, we have the lobby just behind us here. The building behind us is our main facility, and we can go ahead and head on in.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Nick Lubinsky. I am the Chief Operations Officer here at Premier Research Labs. Here at Premier Research Labs, we produce professional supplements, and the professional supplements we produce enable our customers to live a level of health that they've never experienced before. We do this through superior sourcing, superior quality, superior formulation with scientific evidence, and superior manufacturing. We make a product you cannot find anywhere else in the world.
We're going to start off with a presentation.
Sure.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That'd be great. And then we'll do the tour after that.
Yeah. Great. Yep.
Here's a study of a valerian root extract. It was an organic valerian root extract. And well, it's missing a lot of the active phytochemicals that really make valerian root work. But it was organic. So there's this drive in this industry to make products look good, but not work well. And you have to be very careful. Just because it's organic, I can tell you right now, organic, we get organic material all the time, hits with pesticides. You got to be careful. Just because it says organic doesn't mean as much as we think it means. Let's go take a tour. Let's go look at the facility.
All right, this is the physical lab. This is where our environmental monitoring program takes place. I'm Brian Drake, Director of Quality at Premier Research Labs. So at Premier, we believe that the rest of the industry is really stagnant and getting up to the standards that we know is required to make a good quality product. And we have 2 walk-in chambers, and we have 3 reach-in chambers. Most pharmaceutical companies don't have that. And we have capacity to put on about 500 products at any given time. And we are very excited about the stability program. The amount of testing every 3 months to make sure the product adheres to the safety profile and the purity profile and the efficacy profile that we need to make sure the customer gets what they pay for.
And this is something we do want to illustrate to our customers. Pharmaceutical practices and rigor is important.
Yes.
And excellent. It's the moral and profit motive that becomes the issue. So we do really appreciate the level of, because academic rigor, I think we could acknowledge, is largely lost.
About a year after I started working here, I had a friend of mine ask me, "What do you do?" And I told him what I do, what we make. And he said, "Your products work." And I said, "I don't know." I wasn't taking any at the time. And the whole idea was, talk to people that are using them. And I said, "But what I can tell you is that we're doing it right." I had read about a lot of the stuff that happens in the industry about people manipulating the products, manipulating the raw materials, lying about what goes into their stuff. And from being in the perspective of being in production, I saw that we were doing it the right way. So you said, "Thank you for giving us the time." We're happy to talk about this.
So, and we are an organic certified facility, and same with kosher and non-GMO. So this is something that we're very excited about, and it allows us to hit reset with our initiatives and design this from the ground up how we want it. And allergen controls are a very important part that the FDA is focusing on because companies are not doing it correctly.
One of the things we found is that the vendors will sometimes stratify the product. You order something, they put the good stuff on the top, and then the sawdust and whatever else is further down inside. So what we'll do is we'll take samples from the top, the middle, and the bottom of every production run, or every raw material that comes in. And that's necessary. We found stuff that was not the right material. One of our most favorite discussions to talk about was the carrot powder that came in, which after taking and testing actually turned out to be, I think it was modified cornstarch dyed orange. Now, when we reject it and we send it back to the vendor, the biggest response is, "Wait a minute, nobody else is complaining about this. What are they doing with this stuff that we're kicking back because it doesn't meet what their own C of A says?" I think we accept something like 30% of the products that we get initial samples on. So there's a pretty fair amount of product that we're rejecting because it does not meet not only our specifications, but sometimes it doesn't even meet the manufacturer's own C of A. We're going into the R&D room. We have several machines that operate at about 90,000 capsules per hour when they're making capsules. These things are just chunking away. They're doing great. So these machines that run at 90,000 capsules per hour, we're getting about 55,000 capsules an hour out of them. So there's a significant drop in performance. And the whole reason is because the product doesn't flow in there properly. We're not using mag stearate. We're not using the bad stuff. So we end up with products sticking in there. We have to stop to clean the machines out. We have to do a lot of stuff. So over an entire run, it amortizes out to be about 55,000 capsules per hour. Well, our pride and joy is actually a couple of machines that we have that operate at a whopping 8,000 capsules per hour. The reason those are our pride and joy, they're semi-automatic machines. A person has to stand there and do most of the work. But they have so many little adjustments. How fast does the turntable run? How fast does the auger go? Do I run it twice under the machine? Do I scrape part of the stuff off the top? Do I not? So these things which don't flow, don't fill, need to be more into a capsule than what an automatic machine will do. These things will encapsulate a brick. And you need that kind of stuff when you're not running excipients.
Jacob Weiss, Premier Research Lab, Production Manager. One of the things we do here and what I think we do great here is making product the highest quality, trying to remove every waste that we can find. And one of those ways we do that is our KPI boards. So we're always checking our KPIs, making sure we're on target. If we're not on target, we find solutions and action items to meet that target.
We do this first.
Yeah. Before we go into the next section, which we call a gray area, and the gray area is the transitions between the different processing suites. So we need a little bit more hygiene there. So what we're going to do, we're going to scrub our shoes, we're going to sanitize our shoes, we're going to put on beard guards, hair nets, we're going to wash our hands, we're not going to wear gloves at this point, and we'll put on safety glasses. That's general in a production area or a gray area. The processing areas are a little bit more. Processing areas, we would wash hands again, we would put on shoe covers or booties, we would put on smocks, we would put on gloves, we would sanitize our hands first, then put on gloves, then sanitize them again. We'll have face masks on, like little surgical masks, and so on. That's just to go into a processing suite. So let's step into the first part, come on.
So on the other side of this wall, and we'll see it, we have vanometers and magma Hewitt gauges around. If you want to walk over here and take a look at it real quick. This monitors pressure differential to make sure contaminants do not go from the break room in here. We don't want people's chicken stuffs flowing into the production area. So USP is a requirement that companies who want to go above and beyond and excel what other companies are not, they pursue it. So right now there's 6 companies in the world that are part of the audit-only program, and there's 3 USP verified brands on the market. Most companies are NSF, TGA. We've opted to go the most stringent one because we believe we're the best.
Beyond that, we also have the cellular resonant aspect of our products, which is basically every product we believe has a resonant frequency, and that frequency matches with products that haven't been highly refined, so such as plant material that hasn't been highly processed, and that frequency then aligns with the frequency in your cells to give you a harmonic effect or coherence effect. So with that, along with our quality, it's a product you can't find anywhere else in the world.